Whether it's the issue of power, water, food, ethics, morality, it's moving. Everything is a moving goalpost. My opening statement for this event is actually about uncertainty. It's about the future. It's about stress. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing. The issue is about uncertainty. And the reason why there is uncertainty is because if you look very carefully, uncertainty is connected to aspirations, desires. And so in the famous words of very, very great philosopher, Buddha himself said, if you can kill desire, you kill everything. But then the question is, how do you kill desire? How do you kill ambition? How do you kill aspiration? And that is a challenge. We are all not that blessed. We are not all that evolved to say that we can become completely detached. So where lies the answer? We'll go through some of the slides presented. I must apologize that I am still in a state of course, confusion for one, uncertainty for second, but jet lag, since I've just come in from a very long journey from the Florence School of Regulation, where we had an intensive 2 days discussing regulation. But I asked them one question. I said, how do you regulate the unregulatable? Kya regulate karoge? Till where are you going to regulate? How much are you going to regulate? Something which is not regulatable, you're trying to regulate it. Can you regulate thought? Can you regulate ideas? Can you regulate concepts? Can you regulate my imagination? And you know the answer. One of our members went and acquired a plant in I think Andhra Pradesh, if I remember correctly, for $1. The 4,000 crore equity was wiped out and he got it for $1. And he was very happy. He thought he's done a damn good deal. अरे बस $1 में अपने को पूरा पावर प्लांट मिल गया ले अपन तो बिड़ू हीरो 11 months later he's in NCLT. Now he's running around trying to figure out. Now he's realized he's put his hands into the snakes, this thing. Why? Because if your one company is declared as is bankrupt, your entire group will not get money. I have another member who's got other businesses other than power sector. He's crying. Can you please get me out of this power sector? Can you get me somebody who will buy it for 1 rupee? Buy my power asset. I'll donate it, I'll give it, as long as I can get out of this trap. Now, what is all this nonsense? On the one hand, you're saying that we are surplus for power, we are surplus for coal. We've gone and made a statement in the Supreme Court in 2014 that we are surplus, we can take care of everything through the Attorney General. Now, if you find there's no coal, we say you're surplus in power. One of the CMs in the state asked his Chief Secretary, hey, hello, can we increase the supply to the rural area from 7 hours to 9 hours? He said, sorry sir, we can't. We don't have the money. What's going on? So, you are applying solutions, and I use the term in my affidavit as well, mechanical application of a financial mechanism to a systemic problem. It doesn't work. It can't work. So much on debt. This is lower on debt. This is the good part. To my friends from abroad, if you're not into lakhs and crores, maybe from Afghanistan you are, so you're familiar, but my friend from Myanmar, a crore is 10 million rupees, okay? If you want to get into dollars, you can just divide it by 70. So, for example, $10 billion would be 70,000 crores. Am I right? 7,000 crores? Who's in maths? 7,000 or 70,000? Huh? 7,000. 7,000. 10 billion is 70,000. 14 lakh crores, sir. Sir, good morning. Hello. No, that's over 150 billion to 200 billion dollars. 200 billion dollars. Yeah. So you got 200 billion dollars of total debt. If you go on this mechanism, recently I attended a meeting called by the Ministry of Power with all the banks, and we were there as one of this thing. And the only discussion was, how many projects have been resolved? यार ये बता दो, हमें रिपोर्ट भेजना है बस, कितना हो गया रिजॉल्व. जो NCLT गया उसको छोड़ दो. What do you mean छोड़ दो? Boss, that's an asset. It doesn't matter who it belongs to. It belongs to the nation. It's your national asset. This electricity that you see, I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe NTPC, maybe a private generator. I have no clue. I have no way of finding out. But it's there. And if I want electric vehicles, and if I want 24/7 power, and if I want rural India to have 24/7 power, therefore I stop this nonsense about rural people wanting to go to Mumbai and Delhi in the urban centers, and I want them to have the quality of life in the rural parts, it's the same as Delhi and Mumbai minus the pollution. They need 24/7 power. But am I going to do that by scrapping 100,000 or 70,000 or 60,000 megawatts of already installed power stations? For what? For pieces of paper signed of projects which are going to be set up by government bodies which have not yet come up. I'm given to understand in the state of Maharashtra, Latsa will bear me out, that Mahagenco has signed PPAs up to what they're going to set up in 2025. NTPC has done something similar. They cheated the system. And I'm using the word cheated the system, not as in cheat, but in the sense that the January 2011 deadline said competitive bidding, and I think Dr. Deo was the chairman at that time, if I remember correctly, and they went quietly behind everyone's back and signed those 40,000 megawatts of PPAs. So if I'm the Discom MD, already under stress, and you come to me as a private sector, yes, you come through competitive bidding, but boss, I don't want power. On paper, I've got everything. Why should I sign a PPA with you? And then somebody comes along, no names mentioned, and says, if you don't have a PPA, you won't get linkage coal. So here the fun starts. So look at the connection between debt and these regulations. What's the fun part? You're a private chap. First, there's a label. You're private wala hai, chor aadmi hai. So first part is that. Second, if you are private, you have to come to competitive bidding. Fine. And guess what? If the coal price rises, you won't get compensatory tariff as a pass-through. Why? If you are NTPC or some PSU, you'll get it. Nobody will ask questions. Government, no problem. Who's paying? Consumer.